Hello, my friend. Welcome to another episode of Soul Alchemy with Danielle Lynn. I'm your host, Danielle Lynn, and in this episode, as with every episode that we do, this is an opportunity for us to connect, for us to explore our reality together, and for us to discern and be in integrity with ourselves and the world around us. Now, integrity has been such a big word, at least for me lately. The word integrity is very interesting to me. It comes from the word integer, integer being a whole number. And this is kind of cool to me because, numbers and vibrations, they form a very clear picture and map for our reality. And you might have heard this before, how numbers and vibrations create our reality and they resonate or they reflect our reality. Well, however you want to look at it, we're not diving into that aspect today. But I will say that there is an interesting connection about how integer, whole number, and integrity, being whole with oneself and all of creation, really seem to correlate together there a bit, right? So, being in integrity has been such a huge thing for myself. And if you're watching this video, I would say very likely it has been for you as well. Because anytime we're putting out something of some kind of vibration or some kind of resonance, we're drawing to us, we're creating this field in which people and experiences and circumstances have a very similar sort of resonance or field in there. So if you're watching this, then this is resonating on some level with you. And let me be clear with that, because I think as humans we use the term, is this resonating with you, to be sort of like, are you agreeing with this? Or, is this what your belief or philosophy is? And in this scenario, when I'm saying resonance, I mean literally in your field, in your spectrum, in the energetic dance that is your whole being, there is something in this that is connecting with a resonance in your field. And so there's two things I'll say about that. If you've so far been enjoying the video, or this feels really good to you, then awesome. Okay, you're tending your resonance field and this is something that's really enjoyable to you, so let's keep going with that. If you're not enjoying this, or if you're saying to yourself, what is all this about, this means there's something in your field that, while it's resonating with this, it may not be resonating with the core of you. And this is where discernment comes in. This is why sometimes we might attract these repetitive relationships that seem awful to us, or these situations or circumstances that seem to play themselves out over and over again, even if we don't like them. And, using discernment, using this clarity of mind is so key for conscious creation. So key. Which brings us back to integrity. So integrity, again, wholeness of self. Why is that important? Because when we understand, when we're really embodying our own integrity, which means we're making choices and we're taking actions that line up with who we really are, body, mind, emotions and heart, energy, all united in one, we are said to be in integrity. Now, you can really tell when a person is integrity when they're saying something to you, because they're communicating to you through all these channels. There is a resonance in their voice. There is a shift in their posture, in their body, and how they hold themselves. There is the resonance in the body are connected with the heart and the body itself, because those emotions, the feelings, I'm going to find a better word for it. It's not quite that, but we'll go with that. Those aspects of you are harmonizing with your body instrument as a whole. And finally, it's your whole being and how aligned, how in concert it is with this whole creation. A lot of times when we're thinking about something, for example, like if we think we need something, but it's not quite sitting well with us, you can tell because a person speaks out of resonance. They'll speak, yeah, I mean, it kind of, or, oh, yeah, I mean, like we need this. And like, it's this very interesting, hurried pitch because they're not standing in their own feet of what they're saying, of what they're believing. It's almost like they're in a hurry to spit the words out of their mouth because they can barely hold them. And we can feel really clearly when we're out of resonance with what we're saying, because there's usually a tightness somewhere in the body. There's usually a stuttering of words. And again, I'm not going to paint a global picture here and say when someone's stuttering, they're always out of resonance. But these are some symptoms that can happen in those scenarios. But the biggest point of this video is not necessarily to just see or discern when others are out of resonance. The biggest indicator for you to ever check is your own resonance. The biggest focus, if we want to put it that way, when it comes to resonance is yourself. And I can tell very clearly when I am out of resonance with something I'm doing in my life. And yes, I absolutely have done and still sometimes do things that are out of resonance in my life. And I really would like you to know this. I feel this is so important for you to know and understand, because I think we have this tendency to put people and beings on a pedestal above us and feel like they have everything all figured out way ahead of us. And they feel like, well, when there's this much knowledge, this can happen. But I have found in my own life experience that all of us who are choosing to be human, like when we're human beings, we will make mistakes. We will have challenges. We will experience cycles. And I think I'd say more accurately, we experience spirals. And I know I've said this before, spirals, where we revisit a path, or we might revisit an experience or scenario with our new knowledge that we've built upon in our previous experiences, or through our upgrades, or through our new learnings. And we're not experiencing life linearly, at least not from a whole perspective. We're experiencing life very cyclically, which is why embracing things like failure, or your humanity, or mistakes, or challenges, or being willing to experiment is so important. Do you know how much incredible pressure it would be to be a perfect being? And imagine how incredibly pressure building it would be if I was to say to myself, I can't share this stuff with you guys until I'm just perfect at this. And to me, it is in integrity to share this with you here and now, especially to see me as the being I am now, sharing this information with you so you can understand that our goal isn't to get it perfect. Our goal is to create from where we are, with the resonance that pleases us and inspires us and excites us, which means sometimes we may go into new grounds, or we may try new things, or we may try iterations of old things, and some of those things may result in the experience of it not turning out quite the way we thought it would, which is what we call failure. But from a deeper resonance is, at least for ourselves, a form of success in our willingness to explore. Because at the core, all of us are explorers. All of us are creators. And all of us are inventors. And imagine an inventor that was afraid to fail. Imagine an inventor that was afraid to try new things out. Probably wouldn't get too far past the first 2 or 3 tries, right? We are all inventors and creators. And our foundation for our creations, the foundation, so tying back to original topic, the foundation for our creations is our integrity. The wholeness with which we grant ourselves to play in this creation. Because whenever we try to tether ourselves to something external, we will more than often we will likely find it very hard to find solid ground if we're only looking physically, because everything around us shifts and changes. Everything around us, and even often within us, shifts and changes, which is part of the nature of this creation. So the adaptability, the willingness to be flexible, the willingness to flow, these are all very key components of what we're creating here. These are all very key components of being. So, exploring integrity a bit. I want to invite you, watching this video, I know we sort of painted a picture, and I love that we get to do this, because if you're just watching this video to try and watch it like from a point to an end, these videos, they take so much more of a layered and organic feel to them. I would really invite you to sit with the resonances that you experienced here. And as you're sitting with these resonances, ask yourself, what if anything was most true for me from this experience? What called me to watch this video? What is really important for me to distill from this experience and take with me forward in my day-to-day life? And I would invite you to, and this is just, my perspective, but I would invite you, if it felt good to you, for every person like me, or every person out there that you watch, that you get ideas and inspirations from, to maybe take, like, for every 1 hour, right, that you might watch of someone like me or something, take 1 or 2 hours for yourself to listen to you and what you distill from your being. Because we're all here to share these incredible resonances. We're all here to share these incredible perspectives. But, we also need to be willing to check ourselves and what we feel like saying and sharing. And I'd really like to hear from you. I bet you have some really, really cool things to say, really cool things to share. And I'm really excited about the world we create together as we're all doing more of this. So, this has been another episode of Soul Alchemy with Danielle Lynn. I have so enjoyed our time together. This has been so fun. And to be in integrity, to cap this off, I paused doing videos until I felt inspired again to do them, because it would have been out of my integrity to keep creating videos when I was not feeling that call and inspiration. So I'm so happy and honored to be able to create this video with you now and share with you something that I feel is so beautiful and so full of love and friendship and appreciation and creation, and to share this example with you in real time of choice, and that it's okay to take that space for yourself. It's more than okay. It's very essential for you to make choices that are in integrity with you. All right. Bye for now.